This is a great story, which will talk a little bit about perfecting perspective. I was talking to a student, a friend of mine, last week, and he went through a tragic accident. It was a terrible accident. He's an avid hunter. He's an avid gun expert, and he was out shooting his rifle. He has actually a muzzle loader, which are those old school ones from back in the day where you would put the gunpowder in and kind of stuff it in. Anyways, he was letting me know that even though he's been shooting for 30, 40, I guess 40 years, there was a terrible accident, and he may have put in double loaded the gunpowder, but he literally shot off 2 of his fingers and just mangled his hand. It was an awful accident. And of course I was shocked. This person's a dear friend of mine, a student, super shocked, and said, I cannot believe what happened to you. And he literally said to me, hey, you know what, Erik? He said, it is something that was tragic, but I'm looking at it as a new journey, a new start in my life in so many different ways. And when he said that, I was thinking, what? Like, you just got your hand shot off. It was just 2 days ago. And what do you mean by a new journey, a new start? And he explained to me that even though his 2 fingers had been shot off, he explained to me that his shooting with the gun he'll still be able to hunt because he'll be able to use his other hand. He'll still be able to practice jujitsu because he already checked with his thumb and pinky finger if he'd be able to choke somebody using their uniform against them. And then he said, you know what? There's this really famous guy who has, only a few fingers on one hand. His name's Jean-Jacques Machado, and he's one of the greatest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners of all time. Now, this is my friend and student telling me this over the phone. I'm completely taken aback. I'm super worried about him. I'm concerned. I'm on the phone. And he's approaching this in such an amazing, calm manner because of his perspective. And then I realized my perspective on it was totally backwards. My first initial perspective on it was, oh my gosh, your life is going to be changed. There's going to be so many things that you won't be able to do. Will you be able to do jujitsu? Will you be able to hunt? Will you be able to do sports? All these different things I'm thinking about. And in his voice, with his words, he completely changed the perspective that I had. And then I realized, oh my gosh, all of my teachings, all of the stuff that I've learned is all based on this notion of changing around the terms that have been presented to you, changing around the circumstances that have been presented to you, and taking them and getting ready to bring them into a positive light. So I realized that this was all about perfecting your perspective on things. And perfecting your perspective means taking whatever it is that the circumstances or items that have been presented to you in front of you in your life and putting a perspective on them that's going to be conducive to growth for you. So in his case, he turned around this finger situation and compared himself to one of the greatest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners of all time, Jean-Jacques Machado. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the new Jean-Jacques Machado. You're going to kill it. You're going to be even better than before. You're going to be learning things that you weren't able to learn before because you have all of your fingers. I realized that you're going to be shooting your gun better than you've ever been able to shoot because you're not having fingers. You're going to be adapting in a way that nobody else could. And I started to realize, oh my gosh, his perspective is the right perspective. Because otherwise you're consoling yourself, you are having pity on yourself, you're staying at home by yourself and figuring these things out in your head, or you're taking the perspective that he took, which is this incredible perspective of changing it around. So anyways, we're super excited about that. And I've been studying a lot about this for years. This was a great example, which just happened a few days ago. And I'd love to tell you more about perfecting your perspective. There's a lot of ways to do this through the Mugen Mindset Blueprint. So if you guys are interested, please email me at mugenmindset@gmail.com and subscribe to the YouTube channel.